Hi, everybody. Welcome to episode 13 of the Culture Cousins podcast. I'm Tiffany,
I'm Serena.
and we are two cousins criticizing the culture, and we know you can relate. All right. So, again, welcome. We're going to start off this podcast by recognizing this month. Um, It is Autism Awareness Month. That's why we are both wearing blue for today's episode. And we just want to bring some awareness to the cause. If you're not aware of what autism is, it is a developmental disorder that impairs the ability to communicate and to interact. Um, the most that I hear, like these type of cases, are with children and things like that. So we just want to make sure we bring some awareness to the issue. This is a spectrum disorder that impacts the nervous system. So again, this month is Autism Awareness Month. The actual day, World Autism Awareness Day, was on April 2nd. And if you would like to get involved with research, donations, just anything to help the cause, you can visit autismspeaks.org. All right. So we're going to start off as usual with our mental health check-in. So, Zarina, if you want to start and give with an update.
I've been doing pretty good this week. My anxiety has reduced a little bit.
That's good.
And I got a chance to like just do some art, and I had got this self-love, this self-care workbook. And basically that's what I meant to write down some questions from the workbook because they had some really good questions. I forgot, but they had some really good questions in the workbook about like self-care and self-love, and I just been
Oh,
filling it out. And it's like my parent educator from the hospital, she gave it to me. And it's like for me it's just like it's not so much I don't want to like do the book because there's a lot of reading, but it's like for me it's like I just want to fill out all the fun questions first and
mhm.
skip all the stuff I don't want to talk about.
Right.
But they had like a lot of neat like parts in it, like write a letter to yourself, and it had like little fill in the blanks like dear, write your name here. I know it's hard I know you struggled with like blank when you were younger, and and then it said it's okay now because blank. So it had a lot of
Oh
cool
my
questions
God, it's kind of
in
like
it.
I need that book. Like I feel like,
I will take a picture of it and I'll send it to you.
please.
Um, because that's what I meant to do. I meant to like bring it for the podcast. I guess I could still grab it and read some of the questions off there, but I didn't want to be flipping through it when on the podcast. But yeah. Um, and then today I like went out and stuff like that and finally got some time away from like my son. So that was much needed. That kind of recharged my battery, my social battery a little bit, and
Yeah,
just getting out the house and got a chance to go away and stuff like that. So
that's good.
I don't know. That's all I really had going on. I'm just looking forward to next week and see what see what happens because I just feel like something good is about to happen.
That's good. Um, yeah, I'm glad that you were able to kind of like, have some me time and
Yeah.
because everybody needs that every once in a while. So
Right.
I can relate. With me, uh, I've kind of like, I'm just been recently kind of thinking about like how I can like elevate myself in different ways because I feel like, of course, I guess it's natural to feel like you can always do more, but I've been kind of like that's been kind of getting to me a couple days like in my mind just thinking about that because I always feel like, I have some sort of greatness or something like
Yeah.
waiting and I feel like it's just something that I'm not, or something that I'm maybe just a step away from like it clicking and like
Hmm.
tapping into it like with the full potential. And like I feel like that's just been kind of in my head. But I do feel like, I guess with just creatively, I do feel like I'm kind of learning how to like with these social media platforms, like everything has a format.
Yeah.
And some of them are similar, but some of them are different. And I feel like I'm kind of like making my way to kind of figure them out, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of cool. Finding your niche or whatever. And even though that's a thing, like I hate that that's a thing
Right.
because I don't want to talk about just one topic. I want to talk
Right.
about multiple things. I'm like multi-dimensional, I feel like, and I feel like I don't want my brand to just be one topic. I want the
Right.
people that follow me to follow me because they just like me and they're down for whatever I want to do that day or
Yeah.
whatever I want to post, you know? But I do feel like it's somewhat coming together. So that kind of makes me
Yeah.
happy because initially I was like hesitant to get involved with it all together because I was like, this is too much.
Mm-hmm.
But I saw something kind of inspiring from a content creator, just talking about, you know, I think Kev on Stage posted this, but I think it was a thing already. He just kind of like posted it and talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
But he was just saying like how, you know, don't put too much pressure on yourself about views and likes, which I
Yeah.
never really did. Like, but I'm just saying like if you're taking content, I guess for a career, that stuff matters.
Yeah.
But he was like, you know, just don't worry about it because you know everything kind of has it's other factors that decide like your success. It's not just whether or not you're good or not. It's just timing and other stuff, you know. So that was kind of motivational, but it just, you know, it seemed like came at the right time with how I was feeling. Um, Another thing that's been kind of happening, well, that I've noticed that has been happening, like sometimes when I'm asleep at night, and I'm gonna share this because I wonder if it's just me, but sometimes when I'm sleeping, like I just wake up
Mm-hmm.
almost as if someone has called my name,
Really?
but
Maybe
no
because you're
one.
so used to it.
Yeah, that may be it. But like I'll just wake up, you know, and it's like it could be like 3 a.m. or 2 a.m. random times, 4 a.m. and I just wake up. I eventually go back to sleep, but it's just like and it's weird because during that time I'm not trying to wake up, and then when actually it is time for me to get up for like work or something, and then I struggle with getting up. Then I'm like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
Yeah. But you might be onto something when you said that. I didn't think about that. Um, and last thing, oh no, I already talked about that. That's pretty much it. Yeah, that's kind of how I'm doing. Um, but speaking of things on the internet and like content and stuff like that, so I want to talk about uh, uh well, I want to talk about two different things that kind of like almost intertwine. So first, I want to talk about incriminating tweets. And
Mm-hmm.
I bring this up is because we usually do our Joseline recap,
Mm-hmm.
cabaret recap, or whatever. And recently we saw that, well, it was posted on the Shade Room that, you know, Joseline is getting a lawsuit, like
Mm-hmm.
a lawsuit filed against her, I guess is how you would say it.
Mm-hmm.
And she was so big and bad on Twitter saying, y'all can't y'all can't sue me because, you know, you signed whatever and this is a reality show and
Right.
I'm this. And then the on top of that, she's tweeted the violence that she's committed towards the girl.
Right.
And it's just
I don't
like,
understand her.
yeah, and then another situation happened with Benzino and some girl, and he said that he was gonna uh don't quote me on this, but he said he was gonna something to the effect of, you know, harm a girl for speaking
Mm-hmm.
about him. And I'm just like, people really don't think when they are online and
Yeah.
they say all these type of things that is can be used against them.
Right. I feel like celebrities should be more aware of like what they say, and I feel like people like Benzino and Jocelyn never really had any good like top tier fame because like I feel like back when they were most popular, it was back in 2015 and stuff, and
Mm-hmm.
back then you could pretty much say whatever you want and people kind of would look past it. But now it's like anything you say could be held against you and it can get you canceled, depending on who you are. But I just feel like, yeah, I mean, with them, it's because I feel like because like they're known for being bad and being like pretty much like a meme all the time. Because Benzino is kind of like he's corny, like that's what he was known for in Love and Hip Hop. He just be corny. So it's just like that's not really shocking. And it's like he doesn't really have much to lose because he just been kind of off the wall lately, like talking about Coil Ray all the time. It's just weird. But Jocelyn, I feel like she has a lot more to lose because she's starting to build a brand for herself and she's ruining like her own career pretty much. But I mean, I see her on TikTok all the time now. She still is doing shows and stuff like that. So it seems like whenever she still has people around her that still love her and want to help her succeed. But I feel like her attitude and her ego is gonna like really get in the way of that. So
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. It's just like, and I think they just want to respond so
yeah,
quick. Like, if they had, okay, I bring up Beyonce every episode, but if anything a celebrity could do, like take note from Beyonce, is keep quiet.
yeah,
Like, and I get you want to address things, and everybody doesn't operate the same way, but if you want to protect what you are working hard to build,
right,
um, sometimes it's probably best to stay quiet.
yeah.
Uh,
I think with that now, I feel like people want their celebrities like or the people that they like to be very relatable and
yeah.
stuff like that, and they want to like I feel like well for Beyonce, I guess it doesn't really matter for her. She's been doing that, but I feel like if you're a newcomer in the game, people really want to
Yeah.
see your personality and stuff. And like, yeah, I feel like either way, you're gonna slip up and get questions asked, and like I feel like you have to work up to that point where you know how to answer questions like respectfully or like redirect conversation.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that kind of takes time, and I feel like people really want to see like their celebrity with like a personality and stuff like that. So I feel like that's kind of what takes like part in that because I feel like if you come in the game kind of disconnected from everyone, then that makes people not really familiar with you, and I feel like relatability. That's what's gonna really like because Cardi B, for example, like she's very goofy and supposed to be relatable. Well, she's not really that relatable to me, but she just be saying really crazy stuff pretty much. And I feel like that's why people like her because she just says like kind of crazy stuff or kind of say what we want to say and stuff like that. But I feel like there should be a line drawn on the stuff that you speak on. Like Cardi B, I feel like she kind of keeps it fun and light, and she doesn't really talk about like serious issues. Rarely, like
Yeah, that's true. And I think what also plays a part in that is like who your demographic is.
yeah,
Because I think the weekend is somebody that kind of stays out of the
hmm
like media and conversations and stuff. But
yeah,
he can, and from what I know, he's been kind of doing that since he started, and
yeah,
his numbers are like super. Like people,
yeah. But I feel like the weekend's only like that because he has that white audience, and they'll pretty much take anything. And he be talking about a lot of dark stuff in his music, and they love stuff like that. And I feel like that helps him. But also, The Weeknd is also very talented. Like he's one of my favorite artists too.
yeah.
But I feel like he also has very like his art and his like cover art and his pictures are very like eye catching. And I
Mhm.
feel like that also makes people want to listen to his music. So
Yeah, and it's interesting what you said about, he's very talented, because also that's another factor, because I feel
yeah,
like if what you're putting out, your content, whatever you're creating, art, music, film, whatever, if it's of substance, then people are just going to take that. But if you don't have much quality, or whatever, sometimes you have to start doing extra shenanigans
right,
to
right,
gain the attention.
right.
You have to be present in other ways.
Yeah,
So
you have to be visible. Like you have
yeah,
to be either you have to put him out really good music or just acting crazy, pretty much, I feel like.
yeah, yeah. Um, and that brings me to the topic of oversharing, and like being online so much because for me, um, I don't like to. Well, I guess my idea of what oversharing may be different than someone else's, but like for the people I follow, like I follow a small amount of people because I don't like to consume so much. And then
Yeah.
if I do decide that I want a more variety of things, I go to places like the explore page or
Mm-hmm.
for you page or whatever where I can just see random stuff,
Yeah.
just the stuff that comes to me. I try to keep it limited.
Yeah.
And I try to keep it on whatever I'm focused on at the moment. So the people I follow may change, they
Yeah.
may decrease, they may increase. It just
Yeah.
depends on what space I'm in. That way I don't
Yeah.
have to completely go away or take breaks. I kind of have a limited, source.
Mm-hmm.
So do you think that there's a such thing as, or I guess, have you taken a social media break at any point, or do you think it's necessary? What's your thoughts on social media breaks?
I feel like I feel like they're definitely necessary. I feel like everyone needs a break from social media every now and again.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I like if I try to take a break from social media, like I probably would just watch a movie or something
Mm-hmm.
because like I can't just be like because I feel like when people feel like they take a social media break, they feel like they have to cut out all technology and
Mm-hmm.
like meditate or something. like like you don't have to do that. Like you can just be normal and do what you would normally do throughout the day. So if I'm just taking a break from social media, like I'll just probably binge watch a show or something. That really helps,
Yeah.
like something to keep my attention. Or like and like for me, I don't like take a long break from social media. I don't do like a month break or because I feel like that's kind of like quitting a diet all of a sudden and like going to health binge all quickly. For me, like I may like take like a few hours out the day and not be on social media, and I may be watching TV or eat dinner or do something with my son or go outside for a walk or paint something, do like an activity that can
Right.
keep my attention, and something that I want to do. But I feel like it's definitely necessary. um I feel like with my social media, like right now, I'm just trying to clean out all my Instagram followers, like, cause like if you don't have like if you have like people that follow you aren't like really engaging with your content, like say the people that are liking your posts, if the followers that you have is like way over that, like say if I have like 13 likes on a picture and I have like 1,000 followers, that's not good. And that's better, will be a better situation if I had those same 13 likes and had about 200 followers,
Right.
because it kind of evens out and that would help my engagement. So that's why I've been trying to like unfollow a lot of people on my Instagram
Yeah.
and not unfollow
And
but
what's the
remove the
point of you
followers.
being following me if you just sitting there? Like, get
Yeah,
out of here.
but some people it be like bots, like robots, and like people who just make fake accounts to scam people, a lot of stuff like that.
Yeah, they gotta
um
go to.
Yeah, those that's the majority of what I'm talking about. Because a
Mm-hmm.
lot of people like now, like people that I know from school, sometimes I give them the benefit of the doubt because Instagram is kind of like a dying app, and people don't really be on Instagram no more. So like, if I know this is like a good friend of mine from like freshman year that I haven't seen in like 4 years or whatever, then I probably won't really count that against them. Like I feel like I'll be kind of low key petty, but either way, they wouldn't see it anyway if they're not into Instagram like that. But
Yeah.
as far as the people that I follow, like I follow like a bunch of people, but that's just because if I'll see one person, I'm like, oh, she's pretty, and I follow them. And I'm like, oh, she's pretty. Well, I like this person. Well, I follow them, and it's just like right now, it's gonna take me weeks to just remove all these followers. So I just gotta take my time because I
Yeah.
can't. Like, it's just like I can't just hit unfollow, 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 and like look through all those pages and see if I want to actually like look at their content still. It's gonna take me a while. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. For me, like, and it depends on the app too, because like for me, especially TikTok, I have to, like, I try not to go on TikTok past 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. And the only reason because like TikTok have some stuff on there that be creeping me out.
yeah,
And it's like
there's a dark side to TikTok.
yeah, and it's like once you like one thing related to that, then they're gonna give
Mm-hmm.
you more. And I'm like, I didn't
Yeah.
ask for all this. I just like that
Right.
one video. Relax. Because they gonna
Right.
show me, look, this one I was done. This one I was like, I gotta do something. Because they gonna show me this video and it was like, yes, so this here is a picture that a child drew. And this is the mom, and this is the dad, and this is the child, right? And you see these two people hanging upside down? These people are dead. And I was like, whoa!
Dang.
It was like, and then they had that little creepy music on, like the.
I cannot. Yeah, there's a really weird side TikTok. That's how I just be liking funny black girl stuff and like I don't know,
Yeah,
celebrity gossip and stuff. Or just funny. Like my TikTok is my For You page is really just funny videos for the most part and just music
but
takes
sometimes,
about music.
yeah, I'm gonna have to stop liking the ones that
Yeah,
are
just
like,
don't like it. Like, but the
yeah.
thing is, even if you don't like it, TikTok will realize that you're watching this video for a long time. So you must like it. Even if you don't like the video, even if you
Yeah.
hate the video, if you sit there every time that video comes up and you watch the whole thing, TikTok will realize that and it will keep showing up. Because
Yeah.
like that helps whoever that creator is, that helps them too, their view time. And
Mhm.
like the longer people view their stuff, the more the TikTok will push their content out more. And like if you go on your TikTok and you can see like your on each TikTok how long people watch your video. If like it's a 14-second video, you can tell if people watched it for
Yeah.
7 seconds rather than the whole 14. So stuff like that helps creators, but I understand because that's why I make sure like my attention span is very short anyway, and I be on TikTok for like a few hours, and like it's just like if I see someone talking about something stupid, I'm just like, okay, scroll. I need something like really engaging. So that's why, like, for me, I understand like why my TikTok may not be doing well because my content may just not be as engaging as everyone else's, and that's okay. But you know, it's just that's the only right now the content that is on my page is the only thing I can provide right now. So
Yeah.
it is what it is.
Yeah. I feel like out of all the platforms, I feel like YouTube knows me the best. And
Mm-hmm.
I rated them like relationships. So I was like YouTube is like the main, like the boyfriend or
Mm-hmm.
whatever. Instagram is like the side, although I
That reminds me of
don't.
that movie Notorious.
Yeah.
When he
Wait,
was
no,
like,
wait, what you mean?
because he was like, because you know he was playing Biggie Smalls or whatever, and basically Biggie Smalls was saying like rap, like he was saying that
Oh yeah.
selling that selling drugs was his like his wife, and then rapping was like his side chick or his girlfriend or
Right.
something.
Yeah, so Instagram is like the side piece. I don't condone having side pieces, but I'm just saying. And TikTok is like the work boo. Like, you just kinda, So that's
That
how
movie
I
was
rate
so
it.
wild. That's a movie I can quote. Like Notorious, I love that movie.
Notorious? I like that movie,
The
but
the acting's so dramatic, like and very just like it's good acting, but it's just like really in your face. But I love biopics though. Like I love biopics.
yeah. Um, but yeah, YouTube is my my favorite one because I feel like they always get it right. Like
Yeah.
when I go log on and there's stuff for me to watch, like I will watch anything that's sitting there, and it's not creepy. It's
Yeah.
interesting. You know,
I feel like well, my YouTube is pretty much destroyed now because my son be on there looking at
random stuff.
yeah, really, really random stuff. And it's like my YouTube is obliterated, like
Yeah.
of all my interests and whatnot. So but for me, I mean, I have like people I'm subscribed to and I always look at their videos on there, but I'm not really that connected to YouTube as I used to be. The YouTube videos that I like to watch is like it'll be pretty much like magazines will make videos about like or like it'll be like a group of people in a study group like, oh, can you guess this person's sign or it'll be like this YouTube series, I forgot what it's called. I can't remember the name of it, but it's a series on this channel where you have like seven people. Oh yeah, it's called like do all blanks think the same. So you'll have do all Trump supporters think the same, do all
Mm.
strippers think the same, stuff like that. And then you'll have like all the people will be standing in a straight diagonal line and like they'll be in a line from like front to back or whatever, and there'll
Hmm.
be
I've
like
seen
seven
that.
spaces.
Yeah.
Yeah. and then you can go on which, and like I like stuff like that. Those kind of videos I like to watch, and like videos where it's like an expert reviewing movies. So it'll be like an expert surgeon reviewing surgeon scenes in a movie,
Oh.
or like an expert detective reviewing like detective scenes in a movie, and he tells you how accurate he thinks it is
Oh,
to
okay.
real life. Like that's the kind of stuff I like to watch. Or like old videos of Kevin Hart or something, like
Yeah.
stuff
I
like
like
that.
those
Just
too.
random stuff, like nostalgic stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I guess online is probably the theme of our conversation today. There was a video. Well, first of all, I want to talk about this, and you may know. If you do, you can inform me. This Usher and the roller skating thing. What's that about? Is that a show? Like I don't know what's happening.
I think he was just roller. I think in Atlanta they're having like in Atlanta right now. I feel like roller skating is like emerging more,
Uh-huh.
and like it's getting back really popular because the pandemic is kind of calming down, and people want to relive like nostalgic stuff. So Usher's always he lives in Atlanta, so I feel like that's why you see so many people roller skating now. I feel like people just kind of got that moment on camera. It
Okay.
was just so funny.
Okay. I was trying to figure it out because I was seeing that loud. I was like, wait, is he doing like a skating show or something?
Did you know that Usher was supposed to play Sweetness and Roll Bounce, but the other guy got the part?
First of all, wow. I thought like to be honest, I thought like when you are such like a high level of celebrity, people would put you in it just because they have that name in the movie.
Yeah.
I could see him in that role. But the other guy did a very great job as Sweet.
Right.
So I mean, it all kind of makes sense, but it's just like
Yeah.
wow. And I also saw this thing online that said that it was like, so apparently now you can go on your flights now without a mask. And then somebody in the comments said people gonna be fighting now on the plane about the person wearing the mask or not. And my thing is, I've seen a lot of videos where people are in like some type of argument or about to fight on the plane or whatever. And my thing is, when I
Why do you
fly,
pick the most dangerous time where most life-threatening moment to start a fight? Like
that's what
pick a
I'm
time.
saying. How do people feel comfortable 30,000 feet in the air?
I'm a fight. I'm a fight. This
I
time I'm
would
gonna go
feel
up.
like that extra movement is moving the plane like like
Right. Especially if the fight is like a rough fight. Like I don't know. I can do it.
that just when I read that comment, I just had like a flashback of all the videos I've seen where people be like acting up on the plane, and I just be like praying to God that whenever I fly, I don't have to be in that situation
Right.
because I don't even want to think about it. But I just wanted to bring it up. And then online, I saw this clip. This is kind of like the hot topic segment. These online clips. So, the lady that played Fancy from Jamie Foxx, I think her name is Garcelle. She said that a guy should always pay for a date, even if the girl asks.
I don't think so. I feel like if whoever asks you to go on a date, and I feel like it's different if you're in a relationship, especially because if you're in a relationship, I feel like the girl should pay sometimes, like treat her man out every now and again. I don't
Yeah,
think there's anything wrong with that. But I mean, if the guy is like sitting here like, no, I'm going to pay for every meal, then hey, I'm not going to fight you on it. But I feel
yeah,
like it shouldn't always be the guy has to pay every single time, like
I
especially if you're
agree
in a
with that.
relationship.
I agree with that, especially in the relationship part. Like, you should try to do something every once in a while. But I do also.
But I feel like if that's your standard and that's your boundary, and that's what you want, and if the right guy comes along, then he'll do that for you if that's what you want. Because I don't feel like there's
Yeah,
nothing wrong for making that a requirement, or because I feel like if it's the right guy for you, and that's a strong boundary that you have, then you'll get it if that's what you want.
Yeah. And even if the girl does make the suggestion or whatever, I do feel like the guy could offer,
Yeah.
just out of, whatever. Because I feel like some guys are kind of like brought up that way. Like, hey, as the man,
Hmm.
you do X, Y, and Z. So I feel like,
Yeah.
and especially with Fancy, her being in the, like, her dating pool is probably like high value men, as they
Right.
say.
Right. Right.
Like, that shouldn't be an issue. Um, but yeah. Oh, and then I want to talk about what defines a girl asking a guy out. So, like, say for instance, you like him, he likes you, y'all know that already, and you kind of like, I guess, like, is it considered a girl asking a guy out if the guy says, "Oh well, I want to spend some time together," but they don't say what they want to do. But then the girl says, "Oh well, we can go to," like, suggesting actually going out to a place, like, because initially the guy said, "I want to hang out with you." They just
Yeah.
didn't say what. So I'm
Yeah.
like, how would how does that technically mean the girl asked him out because she said the date part? Like,
Yeah. I feel like, I mean, you just have to be upfront about your intentions and clear that, okay, I'm going to take you out on a date and I'm going to pay.
right.
Don't beat around the bush with it. Just make it clear about this is what you're going to do. Just like a guy would. Um, I mean, I feel like it's already, or you can, I mean, if y'all have like a very like understanding relationship, then you can always just be like, if y'all just casually go out to dinner and be like, oh, I got it, babe. Like, you don't have to get it. I got it this time. And then that can just be the end of that. You
Yeah.
pay for the date.
Yeah. I guess it's just more so, I guess, like, when you're first meeting someone,
Yeah.
and you're trying to, like, figure out what y'all are doing for that
Hmm.
particular meetup.
Hmm.
And then the guy's just kind of like, "Oh well, we can do whatever." Ugh, which I hate. I hate when guys do
Yeah.
that. Oh, we can do whatever. Something
Yeah.
like that'll make
I
me
mean,
block you.
yeah, I mean, I feel like I'm kind of like that because of where we live and there's not much to do anyway. So it's just like
Yeah,
I'm not gonna have any other suggestions outside of going out to eat. Like, because I mean, just because where we live is very just like I don't know, nothing to do. But I mean, if I live somewhere like Atlanta and we had more options, then yeah, I probably have some few suggestions. But
yeah.
if we have a limitation on where we can go, then it's just like out to eat and walk around Walmart, Waffle House. I don't know. Nothing else really to do.
um, Somebody had said something about a Waffle House not too long ago, and it was funny. I think it was on 85 South Show, but I don't remember what it was, but it was funny. Okay.
I saw this post about Waffle House, and they were like, "Waffle House kitchen looked disgusting," but I just turn around and wait for my wait for my toilet.
That's hilarious. Um, okay, so now we're gonna get into some music related topics. Um, so Meg Thee Stallion put out a new song, Plan B. It was cool. She rapped over some Tupac beat. I think it was Tupac. It was some West Coast beat. I think that's what had me listening to that
Oh.
West Coast playlist before we started. Um, but yeah, it was cool. It's like classic Megan vibes.
Hmm.
I really don't. I don't think I would listen. It doesn't have a lot of replay value to me.
Right.
Um, but yeah,
I was listening to it in the car. Like I feel like that would go hard in the car. Like that beat, like yeah, it's like if I'm pulling up and I want everybody to hear that what I'm listening what I'm listening to, that's how it plays.
some
Turn it up
shades
real
off.
loud, yeah. Like when I listen to that song, that's what I envision. Like
That's hilarious. Okay, let's move on to the next topic. Um, okay, so Diddy is scheduled to host the Billboard Awards, which I feel like he'll do an amazing job at. He has the personality for
what's
that.
his name now? Brother Love or something? Something crazy.
I just call him Diddy. Um, that's been like the most consistent name since for his career since I've known
Yeah.
him.
Right.
He had a little song, the D, the I, the D, the D. I
Right.
like that song. So I just call him Diddy or Puffy maybe sometime, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So I will look forward to seeing that. I'm not sure when it comes on. That would probably be helpful for to know for this segment. But I feel like Diddy, you know, he has a good personality. He's kind of outgoing.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Yeah.
so any thoughts on Diddy hosting?
Um, hopefully he can bring some personality and don't do nothing cringe. Because lately, his activity on social media has been kind of cringe lately. Like, I don't know, this new haircut. Ever since he got that new haircut, it's just like he's been acting really weird. Like, I got enough. I've had enough of Diddy. Like, I don't need any more Diddy content, honestly. But I mean, I feel like he's a good
Yeah,
host for that. I feel like he's a good host for the Billboard Awards. But hopefully, he'll just read off a little prompter and get on somewhere. Because I don't got time.
and the reason why I say that is because Diddy is legendary. He has so many hits.
Yeah.
Like if anyone was like suitable for that hosting, if it relates to having hits, if that's what you know, if that's what is like a requirement, then he's perfect. Um, the Billboard Awards, it comes on May 15th at 8.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. Uh, so I guess you can follow him on Instagram or whatever to find out what channel it comes on because he don't say that. But
Everyone's channel gonna be different. Or do you mean like the network?
yeah,
Oh, I'm
yeah,
about to say,
yeah.
I'm like everybody's
I'm
channel
gonna say,
gonna be
wait,
different.
what?
I'm like, everybody in the world. Some people might just stream it on like online or
Yeah, that's
something.
true.
That's what I be doing. I just stream it online.
That's true. But I feel like, these award shows are really going out of their way to do things to bring attention to their shows. Some people were saying that the Will Smith slap was staged. So I was like, I don't doubt that because, what
Right.
there's so many conspiracies around that. I can't.
Yeah.
I'm done. I'm done. And
Right.
it was supposed to be a Red Table episode that talked about it. Did you see it?
No, that's like people. That's what it's like. People just keep passing around misinformation.
But I
And
Googled it and
mhm.
it showed like clips, but it didn't show the episodes. So I was trying to figure out what was happening with that.
Well, I feel like Jada posted a message saying that they will address it in the future. But
Oh,
the newest episode of Red Table Talk was about Janelle Monáe and her struggles with like abuse and
okay.
drugs and stuff like that. And like that's the kind of stuff that makes me mad because if people were really interested in Jada Pinkett Smith and what she had to say, they're only concerned about August Alsina and her mess. But if you really watch Red Table Talk, they talk about some really good topics. Like
Really
when
good.
they was on there talking about like pretty much how her father was struggling with like drugs and abuse. Like, and I think one time they had like a panel of women talking about colorism and stuff like
Mhm.
that. And it's just like they miss out on so many other stuff they could post on Red Table Talk. Red Table Talk has a
Yes.
lot of good content. And I mean, I know people make fun of Willow Smith and them going, yeah, yeah, but they be saying some real stuff outside of that and
Yeah,
having
they
really
do.
good conversations. And it's really big on like the 3 generations of women,
Right.
Willow's perspective and stuff, and Jada's perspective and whatnot, and the grandma's perspective.
Right. Yeah. It is really a good show and it's almost like a therapy session when you watch it and how they just kind of like deep dive into topics and conversations, a lot of things that are issue in the black community, and in the community of women and then black women. So they're hitting really sensitive subjects that people should pay more attention to. But of course, people only go clickbait and all this other crap around just nonsense and not substance. Ooh, wait a minute, that was kind of fire. But anyway, now uh, I'm gonna jump into a topic. Not even jump into it. I'm just gonna start talking about it because I'm not happy to discuss this, but because it's been um such a recurring post that I've seen, we have to address it. All right. So very frequently recently, um, Trey Songz has been receiving a lot of sexual assault related allegations um, in the media, and it seems to be more and more that are coming out. I haven't really, like, to be honest, I probably shouldn't speak on this because all I've seen are those headlines. I don't really know the foundation of any of these stories. I can just, I guess, kind of speak to one or two I read about from a blog, but so I'll just pass it to you first because this is, this is the one that's sensitive to me, just because I am kind of, well, not kind of, I am a fan of Trey Songz music. Um, I think he's very talented. But I do not condone, of course, like sexual assault, rape, anything of that nature. Like that's terrible, and especially him being someone of his stature, to hear that it's kind of it's disappointing. I will say that to start. But what are your thoughts?
I mean, I feel like at this point, there's been so many allegations against him. I'm starting to think he's a little suspect because it's just like, I know, like you said, you always see these headlines pop up, but you never really read them or anything. But one story I do remember is that I saw a video. It was Megan Thee Stallion, Trey Songz, and somebody else, and I think Trey
Tiana
Songz.
Taylor?
I'm not sure, but I
Oh,
just know it was 3 people in the car, and I know
oh, no, mind, it wouldn't.
and I know Trey Songz was like, how Megan Thee Stallion always like pour the drink in people's mouth and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And like Trey Songz was trying to do that to her, and he was like really like pouring it hard, and then Megan Thee Stallion was like, no, no, I don't want anymore, and he kept trying to like convince her to do it, and that like always stuck with me because I was like, okay, he a little weird, because it's like if she's telling you no, I don't want any more alcohol, why are you keep trying to force it down her throat? He seems very aggressive sometimes, and it's like you can tell a lot the way people. I mean, of course he has yet to respond about it, but it's just like I don't know. I feel like he definitely has done something uh that's not good to somebody at
Yeah,
some point. Not saying every single allegation against him is true. I don't know that, but I feel like by the fifth or sixth allegation, it's like, okay, you're gonna want to look deeper into some things. And it's sad because he's super talented. I love Trey Songz music, and he's been such a sex symbol, and like not just a sex symbol, but like he's really betrayed himself as like a caring person,
mm-hmm.
and like not just a sex symbol, but just like he portrays himself as like a very warm person,
Mm-hmm.
and not just because I feel like that's why women like him so much, because not only is he just like this sexy guy, he also like makes music that's really touching. He talks about some serious stuff, so that's why people really connect with him. But it just makes me think like no matter how much you love their music, you have to learn how to separate them from the person, because
Yeah,
nowadays every single day there's a new allegation or a new problematic tweet coming out. You can't really like anybody. That's why it's like now I don't really go that hard for any celebrity. Like I love Nicki Minaj, I love her music, but I can't really like support her like I used to because she do Island out here. And it's like Nicki Minaj, Chris Brown, Trey Songz, they're all in that little group of people we used to like really, really love and fan out for. So it's just like it sucks, but it's just like you can like their music and just
yeah,
not agree with what they do. Like two things can exist at once. Like,
that's true.
and I don't think you should make people feel bad for still wanting to listen to their music or go to a
Yes,
concert, because we're not famous. We're not, we don't got a bunch of money. So if we want to watch a music video or listen to music and enjoy their content, that's that's on you. That's your choice. That's your money you're spending with. But I mean, it's just like you don't have to co-sign the stuff that they do all the time.
right.
And if you still want to like that artist, I mean, that's okay. Like, but for me, it's just like there's very few celebrities that I would go hard for. Like, and it's like I really like Lizzo. Like, she's one person that I would probably like really stand for, Lizzo, and like Ari Lennox, people like that. But if Lizzo did some messed up stuff today, then I'm not gonna be posting her like that no more. Like, I may listen to her music, but that's gonna be a wrap for Lizzo, because especially if it's like if you go against something that underlines my values. And as far as Trey Songz, it's just like, I support women at the end of the day. I support women before I support Trey Songz. So it's just like, if there's women coming out again and again and again about saying that he did something to them, then I'm gonna believe them until is proven guilty. And it's not always, and I feel like they love to bring up the situation, oh well, it's a white girl against a black man, and that's not every situation, because there's been several black women that's spoken out against him too, and it's just too much. It's like it's too much to defend him at this point. Like, I didn't want to believe it at first, but it's just like, they're all allegations right now, so I mean, you never know, but it's not looking good for him.
So I tried to organize my thoughts around this so I wouldn't sound completely biased, because I want to just address both sides.
Yeah.
So
it could be like Red Table Talk. We're coming from a place from healing. This is coming from a place from healing. This is a safe space.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. So I've heard, of course, I watch multiple interviews with Trey Songz. And I hear him say a lot of times, and they be like, oh, well, how can a girl get your attention if a girl wants to talk to you, da 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 da. And he'll be like, well, I oftentimes notice the girl that's not paying me attention, or the girl that's not into me, or da 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 da. And I'm like, and I think about that a lot when I hear stuff like this, because I feel like that mindset, even though in that scenario is very innocent, or sounds that way, I see how that can somehow, if there's alcohol involved, or substances involved, it can escalate. Not saying that he's guilty, I'm just saying I can see how that thinking could lead to that. I really can't. Okay, I didn't see that video that you talked about with Meg Thee Stallion, but just from seeing him, hearing him, I just couldn't see him as being like a creep, like a predator type.
Yeah.
That's hard to see. Yeah. And I haven't read through a lot of the stories, but I read too, and I feel like accountability is important for both parties.
Yeah.
So one story I read, allegedly, not verbatim, just paraphrasing. It was a girl, and she was at a party with him, and he was kind of like touchy-feely or whatever. And she said she was uncomfortable, but she left with him and went to another place. And then it kind of like got next level touchy-feely. And she kind of like, I guess, pushed away. But then she said that after that, she left with him again and got in the car with him or whatever, and she was trying to record, but they took her phone. Now, I want to say in that type of situation, I feel like from the very beginning, if you're uncomfortable, you probably shouldn't go to the next place with someone, because it's a possibility that it could escalate. If there's drinking involved, if you're drinking too, like, things can easily go out of hand.
Yeah.
So that is my view on that. But there was another story that I read, and they was like, the girl was like, she was, I guess, at a house party or something like that, and he just kind of came up to her, pushing himself onto her, and she was like, no, and he continued to do it. I feel like that's, first of all, they're wrong in both situations if the girl declined. But I feel like if you know you're uncomfortable with something and you continue to go forward, you have to take some accountability of your own actions. But yes, if someone is telling you stop, you need to stop. So
and I feel like another aspect of it, and I feel like men forget, like, just because, like, if it's not an immediate yes, then it's a no. That's what people need to remember. Like, even if the girl, like, that you're Trey Songz and you're pushing up on a 21-year-old girl who's wanted to meet you her whole life, and you're trying to, like, have sex with her or get her to do drugs with you, and what have you. And it's just like, you ask her to do something and she's just like, oh, well, then that's a no. You should know better as a grown man that if she's not completely sure, then she's probable to maybe tell on you or say something later on. Because I feel like if I'm not 100% sure I want to do this, then, and I feel like when you go above and beyond to convince somebody to say yes when they initially said no,
Right.
that gives me Ricky vibes. Like, because like you're trying, like I initially did not want to do this, but you're forcing your opinion on and trying to manipulate your way into getting me to say yes, so then you can victim blame later on when something happens that I didn't want to happen. So that's another aspect of it I feel like people forget. Like, it's like, you know who you are, like come
And
on.
I feel like sometimes with these lawsuits or whatever, they say, oh, and this is not just related to Trey Songz anymore. I'm just speaking in general, but including him too. So and so did X, Y, and Z, so I want them to pay me $20 million or $10 million or $5 million, and I'm just like, is that the normal repercussion to doing something like that? Because I feel like most of the time people go to jail. Like,
Yeah, and there's also a racial aspect of it as well. Because I mean, if a white dude was doing this, I mean, he probably wouldn't be seeing no type of jail time.
Yeah.
And but I feel like at the end of the day, I don't feel like we should not hold him accountable just because he is black. And if he's an abuser, then he should be locked up regardless. But even though there is like a racial aspect to it in general, because that white men don't be doing all kind of crazy stuff. And like, I feel like white men only get locked up unless they do something like really, really bad. Or they hurt like a white woman or something, and or like kids or something like that.
Yeah.
But if it's something against a black woman or something like that, then it's like, you're free to go. It's no big deal.
Yeah, but my thing is, these people are wanting them to pay them, not necessarily be penalized like with jail time. Like, or at least that's what the headlines say. And I'm just like, well, first of all, where are they getting that number from? Like, if you were in the club and you were sexually assaulted, is that worth $20 million? Is that worth $10 million? Not saying that you put a price on something like that, because technically you may not be able to heal from that ever.
Right.
But where are you getting this number from? It just seems odd. But I don't feel like, it's too late for him to like get his act together.
Yeah.
I'm not sure who his like PR people are or whatever, but
they're struggling right now.
Huh?
They're struggling right now.
Yeah,
I feel like video. You know that video of Lil Baby counting money. You ever seen that video? Like, they said that was the baby's accountant every time he get in trouble.
No, because I didn't see it, but it sounds hilarious.
I'll send it to you.
Just that.
Because Lil Baby can count money really, really fast, and it's just a video of him going. It's funny. It is so funny. Lil Baby can do it without trying. But yeah.
Yeah. But I feel like this is what Trey Songz needs to do. If he is
put himself down somewhere.
If he is guilty of what they're saying, one, just stop. You've come far enough. You're not completely ruined yet. So
he's not gonna do that. He's not.
Stop. Listen to me, Trey Songz. If you ever see this video, I care about your life. Okay? So just stop. And then what you need to do is you need to put out a statement. And first of all, you need to mean what you say, but you need to do something to the effect of, these allegations have come out. I know you guys have heard it. He can decide whether he want to say, if he deny it or whatever went on, whatever he decided to say. But all he got to do is say, either, even though if he decides to say he's not guilty, right? So if he decides to say that, he'd be like, I'm not guilty of X, Y, and Z, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to, take some classes, sexual harassment classes, so that my actions aren't perceived as, or, this type of behavior is, eliminated. Something where he's working on like the issue. Make
Yeah.
some type of action. And then
Yeah.
after he do that, so he can kind of clean up his act a little bit, and then maybe do some good deeds in the community, like go do a whole rebrand,
Yeah. And release music. Release some good music. Like,
yeah, because you gotta get that act together. Because I feel like people will say anything. Like once that reputation gets on you, it's not easily erased. But you can try to make some type of approach where it seems like you're trying to get it together. Because I feel like whatever the case may be, because like some people struggle with drugs, some people struggle with uh uh abuse or addiction, that type of thing. Like I feel like they are similar in the stigma that comes with them. Like it's always attached to you. But like say for instance, someone who dealt with alcohol, they could be sober for 5 years or 10 years. So if you stop what you're doing, you can be better. Like you just have to want to do that.
Yeah.
But also on another thing, I feel like blogs shouldn't post allegations. I feel like they should wait until they find out whether the person did it or not. Because all it does is it could make it harder for the victim and the person that, the accusee maybe. But yeah, they should wait, because I feel like a lot of times when people have cases or whatever they're talking about, and it turns out that the person didn't do it or they were cleared or something like that, they never really post that. They just kind of post it to get the rumors and stuff going, but they never follow up with the facts.
Right.
And that's detrimental it could be detrimental to both parties, because the victim and the person, they have families, some may have children, other people that are affected by what you're posting, and you're just posting it for clickbait. So I feel like blogs should be a little more careful with the things that they decide to post.
Yeah, I mean it's messy, but they're gonna post it anyway. Because that's what a blog is like. So I don't know.
But yeah, they should view their platform in a more serious matter, not just clickbait. And and I feel like if they do that, they can still get recognition. It may take longer, but people will refer to them as a reliable source if they have integrity and all that comes with real journalism. So yeah, I just want to say that. But any other thoughts or any topics? I feel like this type of thing, it's not much. You either feel how you feel, or it's not much that can be added to it. But with that being said, there is something I wanted to add. This month, another thing just to kind of bring some awareness to related to that topic. It is Sexual Assault Awareness Month. So just kind of to share, sexual harassment, assault, and abuse can happen anywhere, including online spaces. So if you're ever at the point where you feel uncomfortable, or something, you feel like something should be reported, there are ways to do so. There is a national sexual assault hotline. It is available 24/7, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The number I'm going to try to add on the video, but just in case it don't work out, it's 1-800-656-4773. So yeah, I just wanted to make sure I shared that. Anything else you wanted to add?
No.
Okay. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in to episode 13. Remember to follow us on social media. We'll put our links in the description. And see you all next episode.